Hello everybody, Bad Weather Freak here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have a quick video for you, and this video has to do with a potential tropical development that we are watching because it's showing promising signs and the models are starting to pick it up. I'm going to show you a few that are actually starting to pick up, and it's looking like there's a chance that may happen, but it's looking like it will be off the coast of Florida up to the coast of the Carolinas, potentially, where this storm, if it forms, it may form. But what you're looking at right now is basically the Canadian model. Now, I've said this before and I will say it again. Excuse me. Some of these models, they are not great at predicting tropical activity too far out. I would say more than like 3 days. It's basically not reliable. But when the forecasting models start showing some activity, some potential formation, and when you start having consistency between multiple models, that's something to watch. And what you guys are looking right now is this is the area that I'm pointing out right there that you're seeing on the screen. So let me actually turn that off and zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see if you're watching on like on a computer or something like that. But basically, the Canadian model is showing that this, again, pretty far out. I mean, we're looking at May 28th. So that's obviously about 10 days from now. But you have the Canadian model. And then if you look at let me go back and show you guys. I think it was a GFS. Now, the European model, what it shows quite a bit of precipitation, as you can see, over Florida, but also a pretty good amount of precipitation in the Caribbean, in southeast of the Bahamas. But if I go to, let me go back and show you the GFS. Now, the GFS roughly, see, the GFS actually shows something forming north of Hispaniola, actually, instead of coming from the coast of the Carolinas or coming from the coast of Florida. So both the European and the American model, which is the GFS, are showing some moisture, some deep moisture in this area. But the GFS is showing potential development. If I go a little bit, yeah, that's pretty much as furthest to go, which is, again, a few days out. I mean, we're talking about probably about 10 days out. You guys can see that it shows a storm, or not a storm, but a low pressure system with a pressure of 206 millibars. Now, they have the Bermuda High that is pretty far east, to where it's going to potentially block the storm from heading that way. But there is a big area where the storm can, again, just curve up and go out to sea and not affect anybody. So depending on what happened with this high pressure system, if it moves further west, then you can have the storm kind of get closer to the coast here. So we will have to start watching again. For years, I think it was about 6 years, we had a storm formed before June 1st. Last year was the first year in like 6 or 7 years that we did not have tropical formation before the beginning of the season, which is June 1st in the Atlantic. So something to watch, guys. Now let me show you quick precipitation all over the Atlantic. Very robust, as you guys can see here. Kind of early for these storms to, or not storms, but in general systems to be this vigorous leaving the coast of Africa. But you guys can see tons of thunderstorm activity happening in the coast of Africa. And then if we zoom in the Carolinas, I mean, you can see some here where I have highlighted some in the Atlantic, some of the precipitation, as well as all this area in the southeast United States, some in the Gulf heading towards Florida. That's where I'm located. And then some showers as well happening north of Cuba on some of the islands. Now, let me go back and show you guys the sea surface, or ocean analysis, I should say. Let me go back and okay, so let me refresh the page because it doesn't want to load up. Maybe the site is down. So it looks like, nope, there it is. Now if you go back, you guys have seen this chart before, and what this is, one more time, just as a recap, this is La Nina, this is El Nino, this is neutral. And as you guys can see, it has gone from a La Nina territory all the way up to El Nino, weak El Nino territory. It has a little bit of a dip going on, but it is warming up fast in the Pacific. So that's everything I have for you guys right now. Any questions, any comments, put them in the comment section below. But again, we're watching a potential development in the Atlantic. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.